All right, we're prepping for the grade 8 math final. I'll go question by question what you'll see on the final. First question, perfect square. Perfect square is a number that has a perfect square root. So 49 is a perfect square because 7 times 7 is 49. 52 is not a perfect square because there's no perfect number, a pure number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that will multiply by itself to give 52. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 is a perfect square, 49 is a perfect square, 52 is not. All right, number 2, square root. If you have a perfect square and the area is 81, what's the length of the side? Well, what is the square root of 81? That is, what number multiplied by itself will give you 81? 9. 9 times 9 is 81. If a square, perfect square with 4 equal sides is 81, the length of each side must be 9. That's number 2. Number 3. What is the sum of 3 squared plus 4 squared? Well, with BEDMAS, we square the numbers first. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Number 3, what is the sum of 2 squared numbers? We square first because of BEDMAS. Exponents come before addition. Okay? Number 4. What's the square root of 10 times 10? Well, it's the square root of 100. What's the square root of 100? 10. What's the square root of 12 times 12? Well, 12 times 12 is 144. What's the square root of 144? 12. And you can see that the answer is actually embedded in the question. Okay? There we go. Number 5. All right, hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is a squared, this is a, plus b squared, this is b, equals c squared. This is c. What's a? 3. What's b? 4. What's c? We don't know. What's 3 squared? 9. What's 4 squared? 16, equals c squared. 25 equals c squared. What's the square root of c, or sorry, what's c? It's the square root of 25. C is equal to 5. Yes? Okay. Good. Number 6 on the test. What's the square root of 100 and let's see. Let's say 225. What's the square root of 225? What two numbers multiplied by themselves give us 225? 15 times 15 is 225. The square root of 225 is 15. Yes? Okay. Here we go. Number 7. Okay. If you've got a true rectangle, that means that you have got 2 perfect sides, right? So if this is a 6 and this is an 8, if it's a perfect square, this side will be the square root of a squared plus b squared. That will mean that it's cut even. That is, there's a 90-degree angle here, right? If it's not a 90-degree angle, then a squared plus b squared does not equal c squared. So if we go, let's say, So 6 inches is 36, 8 eighths is 64. So for this to be a perfect square, this has to be 100, which means this has to be 10. So it says, did you cut a perfect square? Well, if this is 10, you did. If it's not 10, you didn't. If it's 11 or if it's 9, that means this angle is slightly off, because a squared plus b squared is c squared is true only when this is a 90-degree angle. Okay? All right, number 8. Minus 4 times minus 6. 4 times 6 is 24. A negative times a negative is a positive. Next, minus 3 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. A negative times a positive is a negative. A positive times a positive. 3 times 5 is 15. A positive times a positive is a positive. It's understood, right? 5 times minus 4 is 20. A positive times a negative is a negative. Yes? Okay. All right, next, number 9. So 22 plus 5 times minus 7 minus 2 equals. All right, bed mass, brackets, bed mass, B, brackets. So we go 22 plus 5 times minus 7 minus 2 is minus 9. Then bed mass, multiplication comes before addition and subtraction. Minus 45 equals. So we've got a negative 45. And please remember, the sign always attaches to the number. The sign attaches to the number. So whether you see it this way or this way, that negative sticks with the 45. You can't just say, well, it's subtract 45. It's the negative attaches to the 45. Therefore, we subtract these two numbers. 45 and 22 is 23. And what's the sign of the larger number? It's negative. Therefore, it's negative 23. Right? So 22 plus negative 45 is negative 23. All right, one more and then we're going to take a break. And I'll post this and then we'll do a different one. Okay, last one. 2 times a quarter. Any whole number is the same as the whole number over 1. 2 over 1 times 1 over 4 is equal to 2 over 4 is equal to 1 over 2. Okay? Doesn't matter if you go the other way. 1 over 3 times 6 is the same as 1 over 3 times 6 over 1, which is 6 over 3, which is 2. Whenever you've got a whole number, it's that whole number over 1. And when you're multiplying, it's necessary because you go top times top, bottom times bottom. And if you don't put the 1 down here, you don't have a bottom for your whole number. Okay? All right, stop there.